Do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me?
Everyone, it's Blue Nova, and I'm bringing you a new tutorial on Tyus' song called Think About Me. The amount of requests I've had for Tyus vocal preset is really crazy. So what better way to do it than just, go ahead and do the tutorial over this song. It's actually one of my favorites. It's off of his Phases EP. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump straight into it. Boom. So this tutorial might take a second just to explain everything that I did, but just please be patient with everything I'm about to show you. So the first thing we have is gonna be the Autotune VST. And if you don't have Interest Autotune for my version, if you have a different version of Autotune, all you really need to do, please, just all you have to do, set the key and the scale to exactly what I have. The input type, I put it on soprano voice. The retune speed, I put it at about 10. Everything else, you can freeze the screen and copy the settings for this. And we'll go ahead and play. Oh, also, you may see that this insert right here is linked to the other one. Sometimes whenever I have a whole bunch of vocal harmonies, just honestly, when I have a whole bunch of vocals together, I'll go ahead and link it to one, and then I'll probably put the limiter to about -3 or -6, depending on how loud I want my vocals to be for the song. So that's why you see the link right here, but I didn't even go ahead and do that, so that's really there for no reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Do you, girl, do you everything? Do you, girl?
So, another thing, I guess another thing that people want to see is really just the level, or I guess the size of my vocals whenever I record. So this is about the I guess the gain. I turned up the gain to a fair amount to where it looks about like right here. And after showing you that, I'm going to show you the compressor that I have. Load up the Fruity limiter. You want to select compress, and then what I went ahead and did is I brought the release straight down to the middle. The head, you can keep it at 0.91 milliseconds. That's in the upper left hand corner. Turn your ratio all the way to the right, the knee all the way to the right, the threshold down. I brought my threshold down to -14.5, and I'll play it.
Do you, girl, do you everything? Do you, girl?
So after that, the next thing we have is TDR Nova, and this is a really great EQ. You can actually get it for free. I'm going to actually put the link in the description and also in the FLP. So if you don't have, you can download it. I believe the demo only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bands. And if you go ahead and, well, it actually has 4. You have to go to high pass and select the other one. But it's a really great EQ to use. It really lets me know exactly where to cut and do boost at. So I'm going to go ahead and play it and show you exactly what I did.
Do you, girl, do you everything? Do you, girl, do you ever think about me?
So really what I went ahead and did, just cut around the 200 area. Did another, I just brought the Q. I just sharpened it to just dip out that high frequency that you can see. If you make sure to set your analyzer on out whenever you load this VST in. So you want to cut right here, really just a low muddy area. I did a boost up around the 10K area, up to 6 decibels. And just to show you again, I guess the frequency that's peaking is gonna be this range right here.
Do you, girl, do you everything?
So after having that, the next thing we're gonna have is going to be another Fruity limiter. What I did with this is I brought the volume all the way to 0 decibels, and I brought the release down all the way to 0. And basically what it's gonna do is basically gonna have the whole vocal leveled, but it's not gonna be the last thing we do. Well, obviously it's not gonna be last, but we're gonna get it up to 0 decibels.
Do you, girl, do you everything?
Now the reason I did that is because we're gonna have Maximus, and the Maximus de-esser, it works best whenever your vocal set at 0 decibels. As soon as you load in Maximus, go to the de-esser right here. Sorry for skipping the parametric EQ, but preset, and then it'll be de-esser split band, and you'll select it. So that's why I have the Fruity limiter to 0. So it's gonna take care of that perfectly. But before that is gonna be Fruity Parametric EQ2. I went ahead and just did some adjustments, did some more boosting up in the 5K area, in the between 1K and 2K, and the same in the 4th. And I'll play just this portion right here.
Do you, girl, do you everything?
The next thing we have is going to be Maximus. Like I said before, this works as a de-esser. Once you load that in, you're going to want to left click, hold it, and drag it down to the -12 band. So it's going to take care of the sibilance and the vocals.
Do you, girl, do you everything? Do you?
So the next thing we're going to have is going to be the Fruity Delay 2. And what I did differently compared to my other videos, I usually just make sure you have your vocals set on time. With the BPM, I found a BPM for this song to be 90. What you want to go ahead and do is bring the volume down to about right here. I usually put it right here for almost every song. The cut, I put my cut right down to the middle so that the delay can sound a little bit filtered, as opposed to having that, I guess, that high frequency presence as the original lead vocal. And what's different now that what I did for just this song, and I also did in my song called Over, is gonna be the delay is gonna basically kind of pan or bounce back and forth, and it's gonna like open up the track some more. So you're gonna hear what I'm about to do.
Do you, girl, do you everything? Do you, girl?
So you can actually hear like continuing and everything, but if we turn it back, we'll go ahead and reset it. So it's gonna be right down the middle. Now, if we have it as this was gonna sound like.
Do you, girl, do you everything? Do you?
Now with the OFS all the way to the right.
Do you, girl, do you everything?
So it almost sounds like it's off timing, but it's really just bouncing back left and right in your headphones. It's really just panning around. So the next thing we're gonna have is a Fruity Reverb 2. And these were the settings I found fitting for really just for the song and to fit inside of the mix. And basically I went ahead and just brought the low cut to about 939 hertz. The high cut is at 1.1 kilohertz. Everything else, you can go ahead and freeze the screen and get these same exact settings, but I'm gonna play what we have so far.
Do you, girl, do you everything? Do you, girl?
So now that we have that, the last thing is gonna be the Fruity limiter, and basically it's just gonna really just seal the whole song up, make sure it doesn't peak above 0 decibels. So the release, you wanna bring that down all the way to 0, and that's really gonna be it. I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Do you, girl, do you everything? Do you, girl?
So although you see the vocals going at 0 decibels, you want to go right here and bring the vocal down to -6. I really compared my vocal to Tyus vocals, and the vocals were not even about, they were really at -6 decibels. So you want to have that there if you're trying to cover this song or you're trying to make something similar. The next thing we have is going to be the highlight vocal. And basically the only thing that's really going to be different is I just took out the parametric EQ2 in here, but with TDR Nova, I went ahead and brought the high band up some more, and I think I took it a little bit easier on the lows, because I think I was singing at a higher range for the highlights just for it to stand out. So you want the high pass, you want to get the highs right here and just make sure they stand out, because it's going to be at a lower volume, so that high frequency really has to be bright. And just playing that, this was gonna sound like.
Do ya everything? Do ya?
And after that, we have another highlight. I wouldn't even call it a highlight, just the ad lib that he did. Is some more harmonies, and this one looks a little bit more complex. I went ahead and added 2 delays on here. One is gonna be the OFS turned all the way to the right. The other delay right here is going to be the OFS regular. So it's going to be a lot of delay. But the reason why is because in the background vocal is going to sound like it's really going to sound really wide, and it's really going to stand out in the mix. Another thing that's going to be different is going to be the fruity chorus right here. What you want to go ahead and do, I didn't adjust these settings, just load that in, the fruity chorus, and have it all the way turned to 100%. And this is what it's going to sound like by itself. So now that you hear that, the vocals for that are about at -12 decibels. I really compared it back to Tyus' track to make sure that it sounded like it was in his session, and it really fit in well, so I kept it at -12. So having all this together, we're gonna go ahead and play it.
Do you, girl, do you everything? Do you, girl, do you ever think about me?
So really what I went ahead and did is I just kind of just chopped the instrumental around, put in my own bass, kick, hi-hat, and that's what you're gonna see all right here that was muted. I didn't do anything to the original because I wanted it to sound like it was in the same session, so I didn't do any adjustments with Maximus or anything. As far as everything else, the last thing that's gonna be the icing on the cake is 5. So what this is gonna do is gonna take care of the high presence. It's gonna clean up the mix and everything. So you wanna go to brick wall. You wanna click the 8th band, go to low pass, go to brick wall, select that. And then you wanna just left click, hold it, and bring this band to 15,126 Hertz. And that's gonna be the only thing we do in Isotope Ozone 5. The next thing is gonna be a fruity soft clipper. This really just load it in. I didn't adjust or tweak the knobs or anything. Just load that in. And also, if you don't have Isotope Ozone 5, I have the Fruity Convolver. Basically what it's gonna do is gonna be the same thing. It's gonna act as the equalizer and cut off in the 15,000 area and cut off that extra high presence. So I even noticed in Tyus' song, that high frequency, you can see with parametric EQ too, that the frequency it cuts at about 15,126 Hertz as an estimate. So just if you don't have Isotope Ozone 5, you can get the FLP at BlueNovaBeats.com. So that really just wraps this up. I'm gonna go ahead and play everything we have.
Do you, girl, do you everything? Do you, girl, do you ever think about me?
And then just to move it around to right here when the kick comes in.
Think about me. Do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me?
So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this tutorial. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me at bluenovabeats@gmail.com, or you can go to bluenovabeats.com, go to the contact form on the bottom, and you can contact me through there. If you need any beats, go to my store right on bluenovabeats.com. And please, like I said, the vocal presets are in the store. Go to the store and go to vocal chains. And if you see it there, it is there. If you see the price, you know what that means. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and tell me what you want to see next.
Do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me?